Today we're revisiting the fake Chinese guitar issue once more. It's been a while and I couldn't resist telling you about this latest offering. Over recent times, the market in fakes has been exploiting artist-endorsed models, and recently I covered the Dave Grohl ES335 style copy. Well, it doesn't end there. The John Lennon Rickenbacker 325 is a hugely famous instrument with a controversial history. This is something that was very well highlighted in the article on RickSource back in 2002, written by Glenn Lambert. It makes an interesting story, and so I'm going to précis it for you here. Much has been said and speculated about the 1958 Rickenbacker 325 used by John Lennon during the initial rise to fame of the Beatles. Perhaps what makes the famous Hamburg 325 so interesting is the amount of speculation regarding such issues as its original configuration, its moderation, the refinish, alleged theft, and current whereabouts. The first thing that most people notice is that the guitar has no sound hole or elevated pickguard, unlike almost every vintage or modern hollow-bodied Rick you'll ever see. Next, if you compare Lennon's 325 to almost every other known example of a 1958 325, you'll notice that it's an unusual in having 4 controls. Mr. F.C. Hall of Rickenbacker recalled 4 325s going to Hamburg. One was sold to a West German dealer, Walter Hofner, at a Chicago trade show in 1959, and in October 1958, Rickenbacker shipped 3 maple finish 325s to Framers Werk in West Germany. John's guitar was one of these 3. Shipping documents still in existence confirm it. Aside from the famous ownership, it is in itself an extremely rare guitar. It was one of only 8 natural finish 325s made in 1958. The late George Harrison recalled going to a music store in Hamburg with Lennon to buy the guitar. Harrison, as well as Rickenbacker, felt that Lennon bought the 325 from the Steinway music store in Hamburg. Perhaps the first thing John did was get rid of the unattractive Rogan stove knobs. It appears that he was having trouble keeping them in place, as period photos clearly show the guitar with one knob missing on a number of occasions, not always the same position either. And the first replacements appeared to have been 4 Hofner teacup style knobs. The Kaufman Vibrola was not an ideal tremolo system, and so John screwed on a Bigsby. It's reported by some that John went on to disconnect the middle pickup due to unwanted clicking noises being amplified when his pick would strike it. This is not confirmed. The final change to the famous 325 was its colour. It had remained in its original natural honey finish even through the recording of the first album Please Please Me. In 1963, the 325 was refinished in black. It's thought that this was to match George's black Gretsch Duo Jet, which was his main guitar at the time. Obviously, John had a special fondness for his original 325, and it's likely the last guitar used by John before his murder in 1980. I recently received an email about the current batch of Lennon fake guitars emanating from Chinese knockoff sellers. My buddy Stuart Morris sent me a link to follow to DHgate, as he knows what a big Beatles fan I am. He pointed out the following for me, saying, "It's got the Rickenbacker details on the headstock, something for you to get your counterfeit reporting head on for. You haven't done it for a while." He is of course right, and I thought this one would be the perfect time to highlight the issue again. Once more, I have a few thousand subscribers more than the last time I covered the fakes issue, and it's still a subject that I feel the need to tackle once in a while. Let's go and see what the Chinese fake seller site says. So we see that it lists it as a John Lennon Rick 325 short scale length 527mm 6-string black electric guitar, Biggs tremolo, gloss paint fingerboard, 5-degree angle headstock. And it goes on to offer customization and hard case, and hilariously here it says, "If you want to know more details of the guitar, please contact me. I would like to supply the exact photos to meet your need. Similarly, if you want to make a unique guitar for yourself, please tell me the details of it and our team will make it according to your requirements. In addition, we have all kinds of guitar boxes and will produce the unique one for you." They also go on to give some tips for buyers, which says, "You must notice these tips. The photos are taken by ourselves. When we take the photos, there are some practical applications making the photo different from what you get. At the same time, every guitar is made by people, so there will be some differences between each other. Is that the people or the guitars? Secondly, when the guitar reach your country, there will be some tariff and other related expenses you should take, and you must know this in advance. Yeah, I think they're talking about import duty, sales taxes, and the fact that it's highly likely to get stopped by border force and confiscated and destroyed. Thirdly, when you have any questions, please contact us firstly. We will solve it soon and patiently. Well, there's a very good example of a slight fib, because as we've seen before on the channel, very oftentimes if there are issues, they are far from patient and far from polite, and they want you to contact them first so that you don't give them bad feedback. So ask the question, why would you want to buy a fake, especially at £193, when you can get a similar guitar cheaply and legitimately? Fair enough, the legitimate versions that I'm going to suggest here are not exact copies of the Lennon 325, but are very close and for less money. Yes, it's true, there are still legitimate options at even less money. In a very short online search, I found something similar on Bax Music in the UK, made by Faisley. What's more, the Faisley FRC 618BK is only £138, so literally almost 60 quid cheaper. So let's have a look. First, what do they say about it? General, at first glance, the Faisley FRC 618BK may look like a rather expensive guitar. It has a gorgeous basswood body, 2 mini humbuckers, and a sleek black finish that ensures that it's more than easy on the eyes. Clearly, Faisley was inspired by the hollow body guitars used by legends like the Byrds and the Beatles. It shares many characteristics with the American original, but luckily the price point is not one of them. Construction. This affordable eye-catcher has a basswood body and a maple neck with brown blackwood fingerboard. It's equipped with 2 Faisley mini humbuckers, and the elaborate tone controls allow you to adjust its sound in a myriad of ways. With its hollowed out body and set-in neck, the FRC 618BK has a rich sound that will take you straight back to the 60s. Well, that sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? But the options don't end there, as Harley Benton also do some Rickenbacker style guitars. And also for only £5 more than the fake Lennon. But of course you get that 28-day money back guarantee. So I just don't get why people will want to bother with all the hassle of a Chinese fake these days, when there are legitimate shops selling similar or better for less money, legally and with recourse if you have any problems. So it begs the question, would you buy the fake from China with all the risks involved and the fact that you can never sell it legally? Or would you be just as happy with either of these other 2 options I found in just a 2-minute Google search? Is the era of Chinese fake guitars now truly over? I look forward to hearing your thoughts.